So, we shall start today about this Jordan canonical form. Jordan canonical form. So, remember that a square matrix of size n by n is similar to a matrix B of size n by n if and only if there exists an invertible matrix P of size n by n such that P inverse A P is equal to B. So, in the previous lecture we have seen that not all square matrices are similar to diagonal matrices, or in other words not all square matrices are diagonalizable. But here we shall see that every square matrix is similar to a matrix that is nearly diagonal. So, nearly diagonal means it is of the form that the diagonal entries, besides the diagonal entries, the super diagonal entries are not 0 and they are equal to 1 at the most. That is, we are talking about that every square matrix is similar to a matrix that is in Jordan canonical form. So, here we shall define a Jordan block that for any scalar alpha, a Jordan block of size k denoted by j k alpha is a matrix, is a k by k matrix of the form this j k alpha. It is of the form that the diagonal entries are alpha and the super diagonal entries they are equal to 1, that is the super diagonal entries are equal to 1. So, this is called a Jordan block, and then next we shall define a Jordan block matrix or a Jordan canonical form. Our next definition is this: that a square matrix A is called a Jordan block matrix. Or in Jordan canonical form, if it is a diagonal matrix or any of the following form, that is, here this is a diagonal matrix and this j k 1 alpha 1 like this j k r alpha r, or it is of this form that j k 1 alpha 1 up to this j k r alpha r, where this D is a diagonal matrix. Of course, the off diagonal entries or these blocks, off diagonal blocks, they are all 0 blocks. Basically, this is these two are block matrices, that the diagonal blocks are like this and off diagonal blocks are 0, and here D is a diagonal matrix. So, we shall show that here we shall show that every square matrix is similar to a Jordan block matrix. So, let us see some example of Jordan block matrices. That look at this example. Here we consider the matrices. Consider the matrices. A1 is like this. It is of size 5 by 5 and entries are 2 1 0 0 0 0 2 1 0 0 0 0 2 0 0 0 0 2 1 and this 0 0 0 and this 2. So, here this matrix A1 is in Jordan form, that is a Jordan block matrix, or it is in matrix, or it is in Jordan canonical form, because it is of the form A1 is of the form that here we can say this as this first, this 3 by 3 sub matrix that forms J3 2 and this one, this 2 by 2 sub matrix that forms J2 2 and the remaining are 0 blocks. But this matrix, if we consider A2, be like this. This is 2 0 1 0 0 2 1 0 0 0 2 1 0 0 0 2 is not in Jordan canonical form. In Jordan canonical form, because because of this entry, that because of the third entry in first row. So, this is not a super diagonal entry and this is not equal to 0. So, therefore, this is not in Jordan canonical form. So, here we shall discuss that how to find Jordan canonical form of every square matrix, and for that we shall define another terminology that is called generalized eigenvector. So, here we define generalized eigenvectors of square matrices. So, here we consider, let A be a square matrix over a field F, and let lambda be an eigenvalue of A, then a non-zero vector x in Fn is a generalized eigenvector of A corresponding to lambda if, of course, this x is a generalized eigenvector of we take type M of A corresponding to lambda if this A minus lambda I whole to the power m into this x, this is equal to 0, but A minus lambda I whole to the power m minus 1 x is not equal to 0. So, this is called a type M generalized eigenvector of A corresponding to lambda. So, notice that type 1 generalized eigenvectors are ordinary vectors. So, notice that type 1 generalized eigenvectors are ordinary eigenvectors. So, this is why this name generalized is there. Then we shall see here a chain generated by a generalized eigenvector. So, that is important here for finding Jordan canonical form. So, we get this chain generated by a generalized eigenvector, and here we consider that we consider xm, let xm be a generalized eigenvector of type M of a matrix A, square matrix A, with respect to eigenvalue lambda. Then we get a chain that is generated by xm. this generalized eigenvector x m. And here we define the chain be like this. Let x m minus 1 is equal to a minus lambda I x m, x m minus 2 is a minus lambda I whole square times x m, and that is equal to a minus lambda I times x m minus 1. In this fashion, we get this x 2 be a minus lambda I whole to the power m minus 2 x m, or this is equal to a minus lambda I times x 3, and finally we get this x 1. x 1 is equal to a minus lambda I whole to the power m minus 1 times x m, and that is equal to a minus lambda I times x 2. So, this set S consisting of vectors x 1, x 2 up to x m minus 1 x m is called the chain generated by x m. So, this chain generated by x m satisfies some properties, and we shall list those properties here. So, properties of this chain are like this. First property is that every x j, every x j is non-zero. Every x j from 1 to up to m is non-zero vector, This follows from definition of this generalized eigenvalue x m, because x m is a generalized eigenvalue of type m. So, this is important, and this second property is that every x j, here this x j is a generalized eigenvector of type J of the matrix A, type J corresponding to lambda. So, every x j is a generalized eigenvector of type J corresponding to lambda. So, then another important property here is this one, that this sequence consisting of this sequence of vectors x 1, x 2 to x m, or this set S, this is a linearly independent set. The chain S of vectors x 1, x 2 to up to x m is a linearly independent set, and this property one can also check easily. Then next we shall see, using these generalized eigenvectors, how to get a basis for a matrix A, that is called canonical basis for a matrix. So, here we shall write those results, known results. We shall use these results for finding Jordan canonical form of a matrix. So, it says that every n by n matrix A possesses n linearly independent generalized eigenvectors, n linearly independent or generalized eigenvectors, and in short forms we write them as LIGES, LIGES, linearly independent generalized eigenvectors. This LIGES, here this LIGES is called a canonical basis for A, canonical basis for this matrix A. So, let us take this be first result, then the second result is like this. A generalized eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are linearly independent. So, it says that generalized eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are linearly independent. This property is like this properties of ordinary eigenvectors. So, another important property is that if lambda is an eigenvalue of A with algebraic multiplicity k, then A will have k legs or k linearly independent generalized eigenvectors or LIGES. So, corresponding to every eigenvalue, that means if the algebraic multiplicity of lambda is k, then we get k linearly independent generalized eigenvectors corresponding to lambda. Here this generalized eigenvectors are corresponding to lambda. So, this is very useful. So, next let us see how to find a canonical basis for a matrix, for a square matrix, and this is important method to find a canonical basis for a square matrix A. So, here we consider that A be a matrix of size n by n. So, here first step is we find all eigenvalues of A, find all eigenvalues of A, say lambda 1, lambda 2 up to lambda k with algebraic multiplicity, m1, m2 up to mk respectively. So, then next for this every I from 1 to up to k, we find the smallest positive integer pi such that this a minus lambda I whole to the power pi has rank n minus mi. So, after getting this pi for every k or for every L from 1 to up to this pi, let rho L be defined like this, that rho L is defined like this. This is equal to rank of A minus lambda I multiplied by I whole to the power L minus 1 minus rank of A minus lambda I whole to the power L. Of course, here we consider this, we take this A minus lambda I whole to the power 0 be the identity matrix. So, this rho L we have defined, this plays important role, that this then this matrix A, then in the canonical basis of A, there are rho L leaks linearly independent generalized eigenvectors of type L corresponding to eigenvalue lambda I. Then next we explain the method for finding a canonical basis for A by taking an example below, and this example, in this example we consider find a canonical base is for this matrix A is like this 4 0 1 0 2 2 3 0 minus 1 0 2 0 4 0 1 2. So, this is 0. So, here we find a canonical basis for A in the following manner. Let B be a canonical basis for A. So, first we compute the eigenvalues of this matrix A are lambda 1 is 3, lambda 2 is 2 with multiplicities, and that is algebraic only, algebraic multiplicity. M1 is 2 and M2 is 2. So, then next we shall compute this values of Pi and those rho L. So, for that first we consider the first eigenvalue, consider the eigenvalue lambda 1 is 3. So, for this case this value of, one can check that value of P 1 will be 2, one can check this, and this value of rho 2 is 1 and rho 1 is 1. So, this means that this B contains one generalized eigenvector, say x 1 of type 1 and one generalized eigenvector, say x 2 of type 2, or in other words this x 1 x 2 is a chain actually corresponding to this x 2, this is a leak corresponding to eigenvalue lambda 1, corresponding to lambda 1. Here we shall find out this generalized eigenvectors x 1 and x 2. So, in this manner, well, x 1 is actually a minus 3 I times this x 2 and this a minus 3 I whole square x 2, that is equal to 0. This x 2 is a generalized eigenvector of type 2. This, therefore, this x 2 satisfies this equation, and here we consider x 1 be this eigenvector, generalized eigenvector of type 1. Then for finding this x 2 we get this, or we get this a minus 3I whole square one can compute is like this. It is the matrix. First row is all 0, second row is minus 3 1 minus 4 0, then 0 0 0 minus 1 0 2 1, and here for x 2 we consider the entries be x 1, x 2, x 3, x 4. This is equal to 0. Here we are considering this x 2 is this vector x 1, x 2, x 3, x 4. Or we get this system is like this, or we get two equations in this system, that minus 3 x 1 plus x 2 minus 4 x 3 is equal to 0, and this minus x 1 plus 2 x 3 plus x 4 is equal to 0. So, x 2 is a solution of this system. So, we can take, or also we can find x 2 can be taken as this x 2 satisfies these two equations, and we can consider this, or we can solve for this also. So, let us take this x 2 be like this, that it is the vector 1 3 0 1. So, next we can find this x 1 is from x 2, and it is like this, x 1 is a minus 3I times x 2. So, one can compute it. Well, we are considering this be our capital X 2. So, we get this x 1 be the vector 1 minus 1 minus 1 3. So, now we have got this x 1 and x 2. So, next we shall find out generalized eigenvectors for the second eigenvalue. Consider the eigenvalue lambda 2, and that is 2. So, for this we can see that one can check this value of P 2 is equal to 1 and value of rho 1 is equal to 2. So, this means that there are two generalized eigenvectors of, this means that there are two generalized eigenvectors of type 1 corresponding to lambda 2, and since these generalized eigenvectors are type 1, they are ordinary eigenvectors corresponding to lambda 2. So, we find two linearly independent eigenvectors corresponding to lambda 2. So, two linearly independent eigenvectors corresponding to lambda 2, one can find this as, say one is y 1, and one may take this y 1 as 0 1 0 0, say this one is y 1 and this z 1 that one can take as 0, 0, 0, 1. So, now this canonical basis corresponding to A be like this B consisting of y1, z1, x1, x2 is a canonical basis for the matrix A. Of course, there may be several canonical bases corresponding to a matrix A. So, then next we find Jordan canonical form of a square matrix. Now, we are ready to find Jordan canonical form of a square matrix. So, the method is like this: method to find Jordan canonical form of a square matrix A of size n. So, the steps are like this. First step is we find a canonical basis S or maybe B, we can say find a canonical basis B of this matrix A. Second step is that we form a matrix M that we say modal matrix. Form a modal matrix M for A, taking vectors in B as columns, such that of course the chains consisting of single vector appear at the beginning of A at the beginning of this matrix M, and second condition is that each chain appear in M in order of increasing type. We will take one example and explain this, of course. So, now this M inverse A M is the Jordan form of this matrix A. This is the Jordan canonical form of matrix A. So, next we will take one example. For example, we consider the matrix in the previous example that is A is the matrix, this one, that 4 0 1 0 2 2 3 0 minus 1 0 2 0 4 0 1 2. So, for this matrix you recall that we have already got a canonical basis. So, remember that that canonical basis we have got. So, now we can form modal matrix from the canonical basis B of A. We form the modal matrix M as M is consist of that y1, because this is consist of this chain is consist of only one vector, that is y1. So, z1 is also only one vector in the chain, and then x1 and x2. So, here this x1 and x2 form a chain, and we have to write in their increasing type. That means, x1 is type 1 and x2 is type 2. So, therefore, we get this modal matrix M be like this. Y1 we have taken as 0 1 0 0, Z1 we have taken that 0 0 0 1, and x1 is 1 minus 1 minus 1 3, and x2 is 1 3 0 1. So, now one can check that. Now, one checks that this M inverse A M is consist of the matrix of the form that it is consisting of 2 0 0 0 0 2 0 0 0 0 3 1 0 0 0 3, and this matrix is the Jordan canonical form of the matrix A. That is, A is similar to a Jordan block matrix. So, here we have shown that every square matrix is similar to a nearly diagonal matrix or a matrix in Jordan canonical form. So, next we will discuss an important theorem of this linear algebra, and in particular this is an important theorem of matrix theory to complete this vector space part. So, here we discuss about this Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Cayley-Hamilton theorem. So, this is an important theorem in matrix theory. This is an important theorem in matrix theory. So, to complete this vector space part, we discuss about this theorem. This is an important theorem. So, this Cayley-Hamilton theorem states like this. This is Cayley-Hamilton theorem, that every square matrix satisfies its own characteristic equation. That is, if the characteristic equation of this matrix A of size n is chi A lambda is A0 plus A1 lambda up to A n minus 1 lambda to the power n minus 1 plus lambda to the power n is equal to 0, then this chi A is equal to 0. This chi A will be A0 times identity matrix plus A1 A up to A n minus 1 A to the power n minus 1 plus A to the power n is this 0 matrix. This is n by n 0 matrix. So, let us see one example here. Let A be the matrix 1, 2, 4, 3. Its characteristic equation is chi A lambda. Characteristic equation is lambda square minus 4 lambda minus 5 is equal to 0. So, now we shall find out chi A and that is equal to A square minus 4A minus 5I, and it is the matrix that 9, 8, 16, 17 minus 4, 8, 16, 12 minus 5, 0, 0, 5, and one can check that this is equal to the 0 matrix of size 2. So, using this Cayley-Hamilton theorem, we can find higher power of matrices. We can also compute inverse of a matrix. So, this Cayley-Hamilton theorem is very useful. Let us see one example in support of this. So, using here we consider A be the matrix 1, 1, minus 1, 3. So, using Cayley-Hamilton theorem, determine A inverse if exists and also 6th power of A. So, we can use this Cayley-Hamilton. Note that determinant of A is not equal to 0. So, A inverse exists. So, here a characteristic polynomial of this matrix A is lambda square minus 4 lambda plus 4. So, from Cayley-Hamilton theorem, we get that chi A that is equal to A square minus 4 A plus 4 times identity matrix is 0, or from here we get that this A square minus 4 A is equal to minus 4 times identity, or on simplifying we get that I is equal to A times I minus 1 by 4 A, or this A inverse is the matrix I minus 1 by 4 A. So, now we know the matrix A and we know the this identity matrix. So, we can find the inverse of A, and it is, one can compute that it is like this 3 by 4 minus 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4. So, to find A to the power 6, we divide lambda to the power 6 by this equation, that characteristic polynomial of this matrix A, and it is lambda square minus 4 lambda plus 4. That is, we get that lambda to the power 6 is equal to lambda square minus 4 lambda plus 4 multiplied by lambda to the power 4 plus 4 lambda cube plus 12 lambda square plus 32 lambda plus 80 and plus 192 lambda minus 320. So, since this matrix A satisfies this characteristic polynomial, so if we put the value of A in place of lambda, we get this first term is equal to 0, and therefore, we get A to the power 6 is equal to 192 times A minus 320 times identity, and one can compute that this matrix is given by minus 128, 192 minus 192 and 256. This is how we have computed sixth power of this matrix A, and using in this way that we can use Cayley-Hamilton theorem in this fashion and find higher power of matrices and also inverse of matrices, and this is lots of applications. So, we stop this lecture here, and that is all. Thank you.